you have a new book along with your wife, Teresa Heinz Kerry, This Moment on Earth, Today's New Environmentalists and Their Vision for the Future. Where do you come down on the environment, pro or con?
Well, I was against it before I was for it.
Hi, this is Josh Marshall from TPM Media. It's Wednesday, April the 18th, 2007. That was Senator John Kerry on the Colbert Report back on Monday. As it happened, we got to tag along with the senator and we interviewed him in the limo ride over to the studio. We talked to him about his new book, This Moment on Earth, and other topics.
When did you get the idea to write this book? What's the germination point of it?
Well, the germination point was really the frustration that both Teresa and I felt in the campaign, that no matter how much we talked about the environment, and we did everywhere, you know, we did clean coal technology events in West Virginia, we do something on coastal zones, erosion in Louisiana, hog farms, Iowa, blah, blah, you know. It just didn't seem to break through, crystallize, and at the end of the campaign, there was a lot of despondency within the environmental movement and sort of, you know, how do we shake it up and get people to realize this is about them.
Right.
So, in fact, there was even an article written that said, is the environmental movement dead, and so forth, things like that. So we had seen so much energy around the country and so many people that we wanted to give people a sense of how many people in so many parts of the country, red states, purple states, were doing things, amazing things, to change their surroundings, and none of them thought of themselves as environmentalists. So, you know, a lot of people. Well, the label. Millions of dollars have been spent by very powerful and wealthy entities to create this image that somehow, if you care about the environment, you care more about a tree or a snail than you do about a job or about security. And the fact is, nothing could be further from the truth. Now there are a whole bunch of people who really are coming around and understanding that, and that's what we wanted, to connect the dots for people and show them, average Americans who are out there, some of them conservative, some of them Republicans, some of them never thought of themselves as environmentalists, all of whom are working like crazy to change things.
And that's really what the book's about, these individual stories of people in different parts of the country.
That's exactly what the book is about. It's about people who are heroic, in my judgment, who are just doing incredible battles against sometimes even the government. Who isn't, you know, which isn't standing up in their state to protect them the way it ought to be.
Do you think there's any kind of turning point? I mean, with, you know, there was Al Gore's movie, there's sort of, the science is more and more definitive on global warming. Even the president now is making sounds on climate change.
Well, we don't need sounds, we need action. And the key here, yes, I think there is a point, and I hope it's going to be in the next election, when millions of people will come out and demand change from a Congress that's been unwilling to give it thus far. And that's the key. I mean, look, you know, Al Gore's movie, I think, is brilliant. I think it's done a great job in helping to educate people and create awareness. But there are a lot of other issues besides global climate change that we wanted to point out in this book, like what's happening to our fisheries, what's happening to the quality of our air, lakes, rivers, streams that people can't swim in. Kids can't go fishing, can't eat the fish. I mean, all these kinds of things.
What is on a concrete legislative agenda, next 2 years, next 6 years? I mean, global warming is such a massive issue, and it's so complicated how you work on an international stage.
You know, it really isn't as complicated as some people want to make it out to be. We did this in 1990 with the Clean Air Act on acid rain, and we created a trading system between companies for the reduction of sulfur dioxide within, and they now trade on that. It created an asset that was of value. If you'd reduced your emissions and you went below the level that was required, that difference was something that you could sell to somebody else. So if you put that out in the marketplace will set the price. The marketplace will decide this is what it's worth and this is what we do. And I think it becomes far less complicated as a result, and you don't get this big government bureaucracy in the middle of determining it.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break now. When we come back, we've got some backstage footage at the Colbert Report, and even a rare glimpse of Stephen Colbert himself talking to Senator Kerry just before the show. Okay, so here we are getting out of the limo, about to go into the Colbert Report studio. In a moment, we go backstage. And when people talk about backstage at the Colbert Report, they're not kidding. It is really small. It's like the size of 2 big closets, basically. So here we are, basically all milling around, getting mic'd up, stuff like that. And it's pretty calm until the big moment when Stephen Colbert arrives.
I can hear when a senator arrives. I know, I feel the aura of a senator when he arrives. Thank you so much for doing the show.
I'm delighted. How are you?
I'm just great. I know, are you familiar with what we do here?
I am.
Okay,
I'm familiar with the total scrubbing.
Okay, well, you know that I'm in character.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm an idiot.
It's wonderful to see you out of character.
Thank you very much. No, there's no guarantee that I'm out of character right now. Because I might prove myself an idiot before the conference. I'm an idiot to let them film this. And I'm willfully ignorant of what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
So disabuse me of my ignorance. And that's
Do
the
I have
best.
to?
No, you don't have to. You can join the lie if you want.
No, I don't do that. I'll try.
Okay.
I'll
Great.
do what you tell me to do.
All right. Well, then,
Stephen,
yes.
we did not talk. He just walked in, so we have not talked about that concept of.
Oh, well,
Should he be doing this while he's
oh,
doing
whatever
it?
you want to do. That's fine. This is fine with me. My character is probably thrilled to hear I'm running for president. Okay. And but he'd celebrate by saying, "Well, this is the first time probably since he came back from the war as a kid that you're not thinking about running for president. I mean, you can really totally just let loose now. You know, just be your real self. You know. You want to pass the ribbon? You know, let's have a PBR. You want to dip some skull? You want to? Okay. Just play it or do it. Okay. Thank you again for coming.
It's great to be here.
Tomorrow, we'll have part 2 of my interview with Senator Kerry, where I ask him a few questions about Iraq, and we'll also have a few more backstage scenes from the Colbert Report. This is Josh Marshall from TPM Media, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.